Welcome to the week ahead. Today is Tuesday, and thank you, Andrew, again.
Hey, good to be here.
Okay, so today is about that tongue twister again.
Yes.
NENTNDA.
NENTNDA. That's right. That's right. It's the Northeast New Territories New Development Association. Area.
Northeast New Territories New Development Area. That's why you have three N's. NENTNDA.
That's right.
What about it?
Okay.
It's about Chamabo again?
Well, yeah, today the hearings continue. So, last week, Thursday, Friday, we had people coming in making their deputations. Now, ideally, these hearings are supposed to be about the project, whether or not it should go ahead. If it does go ahead, what considerations the people want in it. But the hearings have been totally taken over by this issue of Paul Chan and his family holdings in that area and whether or not he should go. And I mean, that's what it has become. And it's a little bit of a shame because this is the chance for people to get out there and have an impact on the project.
I agree. The NENTNDA became PCSNDA.
Yeah.
Paul Chan Scandal New Debate Area.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, and it's a shame. So today people are going to be coming back in again. Are they going to be talking about the actual project itself this time? I'm guessing not. The scandal is in full motion.
It's too big.
It's too big. Sunday there was another big march all the way from right from where we're broadcasting here in Causeway Bay.
Yeah.
And people were going all the way down to the government headquarters again, and it has just totally taken over this issue. And so the actual merits of the project itself, how it should develop, seem to be lost. And when the government goes back and looks at the deputations for input, there's not going to be much there, which is going to get them into trouble again.
Okay. And what else is happening today?
Just small things happening on. Carrie Lam is going to go down, and she's a day behind Eddie Ng, the Secretary for Education. He went down to Singapore yesterday.
Yeah.
She arrives today. Her schedule seems a little, fluffy, looking at tourism, housing, education, cultural facilities. It sounds like it's going to be a lot of openings and public appearances.
Okay.
Nothing too heavy on the cards that we can see coming out of this visit. But it's summertime. This is the time for the Executive Council to travel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But going back to today's NENTNDA discussion, what do you think the Secretary for Development, Paul Chan, should do? Should he still front the crowd and try to explain his issues, rather than he should ask someone else at least to go to the hearing, and then maybe there's a possibility that people will spare his issues and talk about the NENTNDA?
At this point, I think it's the, you've got the people that are speaking about this and the people that have chosen to focus on the Paul Chan issue. And there are two different agendas at play there.
Yeah.
And both of them will trump any consideration of looking at the project itself.
Yeah.
Those two agendas are the conflict of interest rules within the government, and the other one is the validity of the government. The people that want to attack the validity of the government, they're just going to hammer, because they never miss a chance.
Yeah.
In terms of conflict of interest and developing rules around that, I think people will still see this as an easier way to score political points than actually talking about the project itself.
Yeah.
It's interesting because in the news last week, people were starting to react to criticisms about the project. You saw the Hong Kong Golf Association taking out ads in newspapers across Hong Kong to explain why golf was important for Hong Kong. They might have been a little bit premature because right now that whole issue of whether or not they should reclaim the golf course has just been buried in the Paul Chan issue.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think the key word for today is validity.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the accusation may be invalid, but Paul Chan as a secretary, is he still valid to be in the hearing? And in order to make the NENTA discussion valid, maybe it's time. Maybe he can still pull the string at the back, but at the front stage, maybe it is more valid to have someone else to be the actor.
It's a big question as to whether or not he has become too big a distraction. Regardless of what actually happened, sometimes the distraction becomes so big that it detracts from the main project. And
all right, so think validity. Start with a V.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.